Welcome to Zentiva Sustainability Podcast. At Zentiva, we believe that each and every one of us can contribute to taking care of our planet and do what we can to protect it so that future generations can enjoy life as much as we do. We act today for a sustainable tomorrow, and as part of our environmental pathway, we find it important to educate and empower our associates, and we warmly invite you to join us and follow our new initiative, the Zentiva Sustainability Podcast, with a series of episodes where experts explain different areas of environmental protection. In this first episode, we went to Romania, where we began our planting trees 4 years ago. Ioana Lucescu, Communications Manager at Zentiva Romania, talked with Mihai Zotta, Conservation Director at Conservation Carpathia Foundation, about reforestation, teaching us more about deforestation and its effects on biodiversity and the planet. Stay with us and learn how can we protect, preserve, and contribute to keeping this natural ecological force.
What action should be undertaken globally to stop this trend?
There are a lot of solutions that we can apply, and we have to apply them quick, probably, because otherwise we will lose more and more forest and our ecosystems will be destabilized. So the first thing is to find solutions to keep a minimum forest surfaces untouched. And this is already agreed at the international level and also very important at the European level. So we have to protect minimum 10% of the forest areas in Europe as non-intervention zones. So areas where we do no cuttings. This is one of the important goals. Another one is outside these non-intervention areas, we should make the forestry activities more sustainable and more close to nature oriented. Another thing is to try to find and bring incentives for forest owners and forest administrators in order to give them alternatives to cuttings. And here the most important thing is mechanism for payments for ecosystem services. So as you know, there are a lot of services provided by forest. We will talk a little bit about those. And if payments for ecosystem services will be applied around the world, of course, a lot of landowners and land administrators will try to cut less because they will get money from other sources. Then another thing is, of course, to try to increase the lifespan of the wooden products, because in this way we will cut less forest. And also probably we have to create outside the natural forest also some cultivated forest in order to get wooden products that we all need so badly. And as you mentioned at the beginning, we have to reforest as much as possible around the world. And this is an issue that we have also here in Romania. And we all should try to plant more trees in the forest and also outside the forest in new areas in order to increase the percentage of the forests in Romania.
Please explain for my colleagues why protecting forests and reforestation action are so important for our planet. What role do they play in efforts to reverse climate change effects and challenges?
This is an important question. And first of all, there is a story which is most probably true, that more than 70% of the forest functions are functions outside the wood production. So the production of wood means only 30% of the forest functions. And the other important functions of the forests are carbon sequestration, which, as you already said, is a very important thing to be carbon neutral. Then it's production of oxygen, mitigating the climate changes, protection of soil, and a very important role in keeping the balance and the cycle of the water. And the last but not the least is the fact that inside the forest, tremendous biodiversity is protected. If we lose more biodiversity, then we will have bigger problem. So these are the main reasons why the forests are very important. And the most important lesson is, as I already mentioned, the fact that the protection functions of the forest are much more important than just the use of the wood from the forests.
Reforestation is one of the ways to restore and protect this key resource on the planet. What are the basic principles of planting trees that each of us should follow?
If we are talking about planting trees inside the forested areas, the most important thing is not to try to invent things. We will never be better engineers than the nature itself. For many years, the people believed that we are better engineers than the nature, and we produce so many damages around the world, creating these kind of monocultures, because we had the intention to replace natural forests with more productive forests, and this was wrong. And all over the world, we can see that in the last 15, 70 years, there are many areas with this kind of monocultures which are now destroyed because the nature is trying to regulate itself. So the most important principle is to bring back, wherever we do reforestation, to bring back, if possible, the natural forests. Of course, there are cases also in Europe, in some countries, where it's not possible anymore to bring the natural forest. But even there, we should bring back forests which are somehow similar with the natural forest. Why? Because for millions of years, the nature decided what type of forest, what type of species should exist in a certain place. And I repeat myself, we will never be better engineers than the nature. So this, I think it's the most important thing. Wherever we do planting, we have to try to bring back similar natural forests.
How every individual can protect forest so we keep this natural resource for ecological, social, economic, and health benefits of future generation?
Well, first of all, we have to try to support conservation activities, and there is a large range to support these kind of activities, and this is one of the things that we have to do. It's a must. We have to try to waste less resources, and we also learn this lesson, and hopefully we will all apply it as much as possible. We have to contribute in our own way to all the effort of keeping the forest around the world. And last but not least, we have to take care about our votes, because it's very important to influence the politicians in order to keep our forests and our planet safe.
So thank you very much, Mihai, for our short but very interesting interview.
Thank you.
Thank you.